Peace, peace, my peace, my peace. That's good. That's a lovely man. Yeah, I knew it. Got the big smile on my face because, man, I feel exhilarated. Something like that. See where I'm at. Come out here to say hello to my ancestors. A little offering. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. I'm about to do a little offering. You see me rough. And ain't always cut up nice Tehuti style. Sometimes we rough it. Actually, I had the intention to come out here and, have a talk and have a sit down and have a meditation. But I was like, all right, well, I'm about to, get my wash up on, clean up. Spirit was like, no. Spirit was like, just go. I was like, okay, I heard that. But damn, did I really hear that? I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get my wash up on. Spirit was like, man, you better go now. Just go. Get up and go. Yeah. And when I came out, it was mad hot. So I started sweating on my way here. Get through the bush, get through the sun and all of that. So I'm mad sweaty. So it's like, yeah, now I get it. Go back home and clean up. Yeah. But yeah, I just been meditating. And Spirit told me to talk about self-mastery. Self-mastery. Well, let me tell you this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my person masters myself, right? I'm a work in progress, as we all are, But as I was going through the things I'm thankful about, I said, well, I'm thankful that I have the intention to master this thing. I'm thankful that somehow, coming from where I came from, growing up around the people who I grew up with, my family, others around me of influence, nobody really walked with that mission or that inkling. They did, It moved as the animal spirit moved them mostly, Not everybody, but, for the most part, nobody was trying to control themselves or fix themselves. And somehow, when I got the inkling, right, and the word came, it was like, whoa, yeah, I'm resonating with that. Tell me more, show me more about the thing of self-mastery, mastering self. See, the religions of the day, I always come down on them because they don't teach you the things that you need to really walk this planet on mission. Right? Mission is to allow God to express itself through your vehicle. That's mission. That's why we come. God made this place to have experience through us, His creation. That's why we have free will. That's why we can do whatever we want to do, good or bad. There's consequences, there's karma, things like that, but there's nothing that compels you to move this way or that way, like the animals. That's what separates us. So, there is a reason to, part of the mission, part of the whole growth path is to get control of this beast, this stanky beast animal that we got, that moves us to our lusts and our appetites, our urges, our reactions, and part of the game is to master this thing, is to get a hold of our animal, like you tame the dog, right? The dog is wild, you come in, you teach it things, and it don't want to do what you want it to do, but then eventually you train it, You know, that's what this thing is. This flesh suit that we got. It's an animal that you have to tame and make do what you want it to do. Like I said, I'm not going to front like I'm the guru that done mastered it. Certainly not. But I've done some things. I've cleaned up a lot of things in my person, and still got some things to clean up. But I'm on purpose. I'm on intention. And that is a lot of the fight. That right there, a lot of the fight. It's easy. A lot of us have no inkling that this is something to be fixed. This breathing body with all of its appetites and lust and urges and reactions and feelings, things like this. A lot of us don't know, and so we just roll with it. We roll with that urge that makes us, you know, harm others. I'm not sure where I was, but this thing of mastering the self, you know, mastering this breathing animal, you know. See, again, back to, what I was talking about our religion. See, religion is supposed to, our religion, the way of life that we follow, right, is supposed to teach us about how to get a hold of this being, right, and master it, okay? So, you know, where your religion is not doing that, where your religion is not showing you the various things that are, that are wrong with you, right, and giving you tools to access that subconscious, right? Because it's all about the subconscious. If you are in a religion that doesn't involve trance, extended trance and focus on self, well, I'm not going to say you are doing something wrong because that's your life path this time. But I'm just going to say it's probably not the most effective way to deal with the spirit. You can reading a book can only take you but so far. You got to take the precepts into trance. There has to be visualization. You have to add feeling, right? You have to go into trance and see what it is that you want from your person in order to make it so, in order to reach that point of change within your being. So the religions and even the spiritualities, right? We a lot of us are into spirituality, which is great because that's where it's at, right? But what are your tools? Do you have tools to understand what God's saying about you, about what you need to do? And do you have tools to use to fix your subconscious? Are you in your spiritual focus? It's, many times people say I'm spiritual and they have a vague sense of, what this reality is asking from them, right? It's a vague thing. It's like, oh yeah, I burn my incense and I meditate and I get my yoga on and stuff like that. But, how deep do you go? And what is your focus? Are you focused in your spiritual practice? Do you have a spiritual practice? That's some of the stuff to be addressed. That's some of the stuff to be addressed when we think about this thing of self-mastery. Self-mastery is not something that you happen on accidentally. It's not something that, you just one day you're self-realized and self-actualized and self-mastered. It's not happening. This only happens if you're focused on it. If this is your mission, if you have a mission to correct what's in here, it's the only way it gets corrected, right? And that's what it's about. True spirituality is about correction, self-correction. right? You know, you have this habit. You know, it could be smoking, it could be drinking, it could be sex lusting, it could be, lying, it could be, it could be that you were hurt in a past time and you have the inkling to hurt others in some way, in the same way, right? These are the things that are to be addressed through your religion. So ask yourself, does your religion address those things? Does your religion allow you the tools, give you the tools to address those things? If the answer is no, well, then you need to focus on a religion that does. You need to seek out a way of practice, right? Something to tie you back into something that you were originally, which was God. You need to seek out that in order to correct that. If you exist in a way where you are okay with, your habits and your lust and things like that, then perhaps self-mastery is not the mission for you this time. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps it's not on you this time to master self, and so that's okay too. you know there's levels to this thing. you know that is a level. Self-mastery is high on the tree. Other things are, lower. But mastery of self, right? I don't mean body. I mean that thing that's here when this body dies. That thing that reconnects with the all. You know, when that is used to master this body, right? When we dwell in that and not in this body, that's when we're doing the mission, right? That's when we're doing the mission that God set up this whole thing for. That is where our focus should be. You know, See, the thing is, there's parts to this thing. You know, so self-mastery is about understanding the parts and then mastering them, and then just like familiar with video games. You know what I'm saying? You get on the video game and the game has various levels. You know what I mean? And you play level 1, 50,000 times, and then you finally get it, and then you go up to level 2, and then you go all the way up to level 10 over time, right? It takes time to, and many trials to, defeat, the various obstacles at the various levels, and then face the boss, and then move to the next level. Well, the spirit is the same way. There's things in here that's set up on a hierarchical order. These are the things that make up the aspects of our spirit. If you are not abreast in the understanding of your aspects, then you're at a kind of a deficit when it comes to having the tools to fix and correct and master the spirit, master the self. You know, yeah. So that's part of it. That's a great big part of it. It's like that's one of the things that I was thankful about because, like I said, I've given this Metu Neter book, book that teaches you about the various aspects of your being and gives you the tools to understand, you know, uh, what's what applies to you at a particular time. Because you could have a particular aspect, okay and on point, but you could have another or various other aspects off and wayward and out of there, you know. So, the Oracle of Tehuti, the Metu Neter Oracle, is something that you can use to make you understand what's applicable right now. What part of your spirit needs to be worked on right now? What part of my spirit is going to help me with this challenge I'm dealing with over here right now? That's what the Metu Neter Oracle will help you to see and address. So it's an invaluable tool. Invaluable. I thank Shevim for, being the vessel through which that came. You know, he did his thing. He did the God's work through him, and he was able to bring that back, and now we have that to be able to use to help us. So that's a great, wow. And like I said, I'm thankful that I was able to hear that message, where others around me, not so much. I remember I've given this book away so many times, and what I eventually see is that Metu Neter is not a book that you give to anybody. You might tell somebody about it. Maybe you let somebody borrow yours, something like that, but you don't give that book to nobody because people have to want it. You have to want to grow spiritually. And so you have to do the things that'll get you there. You have to have the inkling that that book is something that is real and something that can help you. And you need to take your money and go to the store or, do the online thing or whatever. Get the book. Get you a set of cards. Learn the oracle. It's not something that you can give to somebody or, they can teach them in Metu Neter, but, the person has to have the inkling to, the real intention to actually learn it. That's the only way that they're ever going to be effective in it, to make it a mission for themselves, to recognize it as a tool put here to help them master the spirit. So I'm going to return to my peaceful time, and I'm going to wish y'all peace and love. I will y'all peace and love. And hey, let me say this, for everybody who has subscribed, I got about 200 and something, followers, subscribers. So thank you so much for subscribing. For y'all who, take the time to hit that like button on my videos to help it get out there to other people, thank you so much. That stuff is invaluable. You need that. Definitely need that. So I thank you so much for being there on the other side, checking me out, seeing what I got to say. And hopefully I said something that can help, you with your mission. Here on this channel, it's all about opening itself up to what God is and, recognizing when God's showing itself to you, in this world. We want to combat atheism on this channel because, it's just a real thing. It's like, if God shows himself to me, then I want you to see what I see. So that's why I'm here. So again, thanks a lot for all your donations, your subscriptions, people who come and pay for readings. Y'all are lifeblood. And thank you so much. All right, y'all. Peace and love.